All right, Huckleberry Ben here with another exciting episode of Last One to Katahdin Wins. How to through hike the Appalachian Trail when you're old enough to know better. Tonight or today, we're going to talk about poop. It's an unavoidable point of discussion. You really can't get around it while you want to get around it. Because you don't, for sure, you don't want it to be everywhere. And so and a lot of people wonder. I mean, they really do seriously wonder, how do you poop? Where do you poop? And it's often very much the same way a bear poops in the woods. Throughout the Appalachian Trail, there are places to poop. They're privies, and some of them are really no more than just outhouses, right? They're just a hole in the ground with some kind of building for the sake of privacy or modesty, I should say, above it. But a lot of them are composting privies. And in some cases, they don't even want you to pee inside this privy. They want to keep it nice and dry so the solids decompose better. And somebody has to maintain these. So don't, for God's sake, don't put anything in there that isn't just, toilet paper or poop and pee or, human waste, because it delays the process of decomposition. And somebody's got to pick it out. Somebody has to pick it out. So no trash in the privies. The composting privies are amazing. They do not stink. They don't smell bad. You camp right next to them, you wouldn't notice it. Whereas the outhouses smell, well, like outhouses. So a lot of people, they look forward to privies. I didn't mind not having a privy at my campsite, but a lot of people, they don't like pooping in a hole. They look forward to these privies, and they build their, their daily habits around there being a privy nearby when they need one. And since they always are privies at campsites, the campsites are around 10 miles apart. You usually can get to a privy if you're a privy kind of a guy. Now, privies are there's salty stuff from urine stuff there, and the porcupines will eat the privy. So there'll be signs saying to keep the door shut so the porcupines don't get in there and eat the seats and eat the boxes you sit on, stuff like that. That is not a joke. This is a cat hole. It's got a titanium shovel in it, and you might want to. You may have to dig a cat hole if you don't make it to a privy, and get good at doing it, and then figure out how to use it. You squat on it, or you dig it beside a tree that you can sit on, or lean against, or hold on to in front of, and get good at doing this, because sometimes you're not gonna make it to a privy, even if that's what you want to do. So prepare yourself kind of a poop kit. That'll have a shovel and hand sanitizer and stuff like that in it, and make your hole. It should be like as deep as your hand, and then cover up your waist. Cover it up, and I like to cover it up and then put a few sticks on top of it, so that people are discouraged from digging in the same spot. You should be pretty far from the trail, like 100 steps, 200 feet. That's far. You understand how people could get lost if they leave the trail to go to the bathroom. You should step off the trail a ways too, even to pee. And you shouldn't pee right next to a campsite because of the smell, really, truly. So you'll want to carry a shovel. You need a shovel on the Appalachian Trail. They're super light ones. They weigh almost nothing. The Tent Lab has the Deuce #2, ultralight backpack and trowel. There's some other brands too. Get a nice, strong, light trowel. Don't bring a plastic one. They'll break. Trust me, they will break. Have a metal trowel. And the titanium ones, this is a good use for titanium. It really is. It'll hold up better than aluminum will, right? So get your trowel, bury your paper. If you have a dog, bury their poop too. Don't leave the dog's poop laying on the trail. I saw where people bagged up dog poop in them little decomposing bags and then left the bag beside the trail. If it decomposes, we'll bury it, right? Do us all a favor, bury your poop, okay? And I'm saying you should practice this at home, but you are going to poop in a hole. You are going to. So get used to the idea. Have yourself a little poop kit, with some hand sanitizer and a shovel and your toilet paper in a plastic bag so it stays dry. You don't want wet toilet paper. I never had a problem with wet toilet paper. I kept this where I could grab it easy. Now I'm a regular guy, and I didn't have to all of a sudden grab my poop kit, except a couple times. And so keep it in a handy place to have a bag, like a little stuffed sack with your poop kit in it, and keep it where you can get at it. Listen, you're not going to believe this, but some people used a bidet, which meant a little special cap on a water bottle so you could hose yourself off instead of using toilet paper. It eliminates the problem of having toilet paper to bury. I did not do this. I had a bidet and I never had the courage to try it, but I met people who swore by using a bidet, a trail bidet. That's on the end of that water bottle there is a cap. That's a bidet. It squirts up, see? That's why you wouldn't just use a regular water bottle cap. You might have to have a designated water bottle just for this, though, maybe. If you use wipes, you can't bury them. They don't decompose well enough. You got to pack them out. So you might want to use wipes, have some wipes handy in case you have an accident, a problem that you can't take care of with toilet paper. But you got to pack out those wipes. You just do. You got to pack them out. Get used to the idea. Hand sanitizer is fine, but it doesn't kill a lot of stuff. So there's some disease-causing organisms like the norovirus that hand sanitizer doesn't kill. And so hand sanitizer is better than nothing, but you really want to use a soap hand wash to kill most things. Weirdly, soap does more than alcohol does. So usually you just have one hand to worry about. You don't want to use a lot of water or a lot of soap, just enough, right? Just do it like that, really. And do it away from the trail, and for God's sake, do it away from the water source. Don't go to the water source, wash your hands because you just went to the bathroom, and go wash your hands in the spring. For crying out loud, don't do that. But do wash your hands because you're going to go to the water source to get water later on, right? And if you haven't cleaned yourself well, then you might contaminate the water source and cause trouble for everybody. You'll go to town and take a shower, do laundry. And you want to do that as much as you can, right? If you have a chance to take a shower for your own health. No one cares how you smell. It's about the health of your skin and stuff. You don't even necessarily have to wash with soap. I mean, wash some parts yourself, the axillary regions, the hairy parts with soap. But soap, you don't need it for all your skin, but you got to get the salt off and some of the oils and stuff. So you can swim, but believe it or not, there's not that many places to swim on the Appalachian Trail. There's not. A lot of people will use wipes at night. They'll, clean themselves off, armpits, and stuff like that with wipe, but you have to pack them out. But it's not a bad idea to nightly do that. With one wipe, you can work your way down. You can do your face, right? You can do your armpits, and then you can work down to some other stinky places. And one wipe can do the whole thing, okay? So, and you should sleep in clean clothes. Don't sleep in dirty clothes. Sleep in clean clothes, because otherwise, them dirty clothes are just on you. Hang them in a tree, hang them inside your tent. Put on them dirty clothes again in the morning, though. Don't keep making dirty clothes, right? Keep after your hands in particular, especially when you're near hostels or crowded shelters. You want to really keep after hand sanitizing. And you will know if there's norovirus. That's the stomach flu that causes diarrhea real bad. You know if it's on the trail. I met one person that had norovirus. You know what? I gave him some Imodium to stop the diarrhea. And then I was super careful around that site to wash my hands with soap before I ate and stuff like that. And I didn't like to use the privy there because I knew he had used the privy a lot. And even if he was careful, but even if you're careful, man. So a Giardia is a waterborne disease. It's in nature, and that's the thing we filter the water for. And get in the habit, just filter your water. You don't have to filter the spring water, but do it anyway. So you're in the habit of always filtering your water. And trust me, when you're in the South and there's a lot of springs, you're going to filter your water, and your filter will never get clogged because the water is so clean from these springs in the Southern Appalachians. And there you have it. So poop and hygiene. Until next time, this is Huckleberry saying, happy trails.